Hey folks, today is Friday, August 10th, 2018. As usual, it's me, Jake Baldino, here to talk about video game stuff every single Friday afternoon or evening or maybe even Saturday, depending on your time zone. But holy shit, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. The first thing was a surprise announcement from PlayStation celebrating 500 million units sold in their history. And to celebrate that, they're launching this big, crazy, ridiculous, expensive console. This is a PS4 Pro that is actually semi-transparent, and here in the office we're actually really big fans of clear plastic technology. So this is a $500 PS4 Pro, but just judging from the responses online, it has been sweeping the nation. It's a big boy, it's 2 terabytes. Not only that, it's got a little plate and it's like a numbered edition out of 50,000 units apparently. We don't know exactly when it's dropping. They said they're going to give out more info soon. So all we can do is really gush over these pictures, which I'm all about, I guess. Sorry if you're not a PlayStation fan, we got plenty more to talk about this week, but we did just want to highlight that. You're definitely gonna go for one, aren't you?
I'm gonna get one.
You are? Alright, well maybe we'll have one. We can show you guys pictures when we get it. But switching gears to Nintendo news, we did have a new Nintendo Direct highlighting some new surprises for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with some new character reveals, and they're pretty awesome. They announced new playable characters Chrom, Dark Samus, and finally King K. Rool, or King Cruel, depending on how your reading comprehension was as a kid. Not only that, to my excitement, as much as we still don't actually get Shovel Knight, we just get him as an assist trophy, what we do get is Simon and Richter Belmont. For those of you that don't know, these are classic characters from the Castlevania series, and it's totally awesome. Not only does Simon's moveset look absolutely awesome and his Echo character, Richter, but we also got glimpses of Alucard and Dracula making little cameo appearances, as well as a Dracula's Castle stage, which I'm all about. That's the biggest takeaway here. The reveal trailer for them was really exciting. Also, people really flipped out that they straight up murked Luigi in the trailer. Poor guy. But thankfully, after the uproar, Nintendo did come out and confirm that he's okay. Everything's gonna be fine.
You look pretty fucking dead to me.
He got his soul ripped from his body.
Someone at Nintendo, in a boardroom, had to give approval to yeah, this lifeless corpse is up to Nintendo's quality standard.
Not only that, but something that did catch people's eye just because it is interesting and something we haven't really seen in North America much, but this is what is almost a Chinese direct competitor to the PlayStation 4. Now, right now, this hardware is being manufactured and it will run Windows 10, but another version will be launching soon that will have its own custom OS, and we say it's a competitor to the PS4 because spec-wise, it's basically the equivalent. It has AMD components, but the specs and the way the architecture is designed totally pretty much lines up with a PS4 Pro. And this thing is being designed and being sold and marketed as an actual home console. Now, for most of us, I think this isn't really anything to scoff at, but it's interesting to look at the specs and just interesting to see what other manufacturers are thinking, trying to get into the game. And it's worth pointing out that Chinese and other Asian territory manufacturers have come up in the past. You know, we used to laugh at Huawei, but now they have a fairly decent competitor to a MacBook Pro. So it's worth at least taking a look. Honestly, I just like talking about this stuff because if I wasn't a video game YouTube person, talker, I would like to be a tech or a cell phone one. Most interestingly enough, please humor me, they did announce Fortnite on Android finally. A lot of people have been waiting for that. The beta has rolled out to Samsung devices right now, alongside Samsung announcing their Note 9. They did lend us a review unit to test. This isn't sponsored or anything, but we just wanted to, show you guys who do care. This is Fortnite running on the Note 9. I have heard from some people with other Samsung devices that it doesn't run as well, but the exclusivity window is apparently very, very short, and other people are going to be able to get in on the Android beta probably within a week or so. But on this device, Fortnite does run really well. It's impressive how fast it actually really is. And for playing games, the size of the phone does feel nice in your hand, whether you like the curved screen or not. I also appreciate that the storage size is so big. It starts at 128 gigs, and the battery lasts pretty much all day. But in some interesting businessy type news, Discord has made some big announcements that I want to talk to you guys about because I'm curious to see how you feel about the ramifications here. So what Discord has essentially announced is a store. Not only a store where they will be selling games, but also if you have Discord Nitro, you will be able to access certain games. Think of something like a Games for Gold or a PS Plus type of game, like, that type of thing. But what Discord has announced they are going for here is essentially a curated store that feels very personal and offers a nice selection of games. And as of right now, they're going to be slowly rolling it out. They've rolled it out to folks in Canada so far. And while some of you guys might be thinking, oh, another game launcher, we already have the Bethesda client, the Twitch launcher, Steam, Origin, Uplay, the list keeps going on and on. I think Discord is in an interesting position because they do have a huge network or friends system built right in that a lot of people use on the daily, myself included. So on the live show, we talked about the news that Fallout 76 will be using Bethesda's launcher, which might be kind of a bummer, especially because you have to manage and curate a whole new friends list. If it was something like on Discord, I'd be less pissed because I have all my Discord friends. So while this store thing with them selling games is starting out very small and very humble, I could see it becoming a big thing, at least to keep an eye on, but I do want to know what you guys think. I know a lot of you guys out there use Discord a lot, we talk on it all the time, but would you actually be open to using it as your store or your hub for some of your games? Just some food for thought really, but moving on to some interesting things we linked in the description below. The first thing is a pretty good read. It's an interview with Brian Intihar of Insomniac, one of the head guys behind Spider-Man on PS4, and he goes a little into their process and how they approach both Mary Jane, and he also talked about the quality of Rocksteady's Arkham games and how that did influence some of their design and how they set the bar. It's short, but it's a pretty interesting read. Not only that, we linked the first actual gameplay trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2. It's got a lot of interesting things going on, like a lot of cool horse stuff. At one point, he does a Tokyo Drift with a horse. Thought that was really interesting. While it does kind of look like what we expected, it just looks like an in-depth Rockstar world, especially revolving around the campsite stuff. It makes me think it's a little Oregon Trail, which I am totally into, but I'm curious to see what you guys think. We also linked in the description below a lot of stuff from QuakeCon. The keynote just wrapped up. We got little bits of info on some Elder Scrolls Online expansions involving both werewolves and a new area featuring the Argonians. Apparently over the weekend we're also going to get more Fallout 76 info. They also revealed that Quake Champions as of today is now free to play, which is kind of nice. But really the biggest thing around here that we were excited, we crowded around the computer for the gameplay reveal of Doom Eternal, and it looks fucking sick. It just looks like a bigger and badder Doom 2016 with lots of new weapons, different types of abilities, including mobility abilities, as well as like a flamethrower and a rocket launcher, a dash, an air dash, different enemy types, crazy new environments. It looks like they're doing interesting new things with how people actually react to the Doomslayer and what he is in this world. There's also going to be player invasions, maybe kind of like a Dark Souls style thing. And apparently the Doomslayer gets his own sword. I don't know. It looks insane. If you want to check out the gameplay, which they did show a pretty generous amount of, it's linked in the description below. Now moving on to more PC news, thanks to some social posts from Blizzard, it looks like we might actually be getting more Diablo than we expected. Now we have known Blizzard has come out and publicly said that they are working on the next Diablo thing, pretty much going to be Diablo 4 or the equivalent, but they said that they're actually working on more than one Diablo project. There has been a lot of speculation out there. Reporters from Kotaku have thrown out the possibility that maybe it's a Switch version of Diablo 3. Personally, I'm still good for another Diablo 3 expansion more than anything. Maybe that's what it is. Either way, I think it's a win that we're getting more Diablo stuff. So if you want to read up on it, it's linked. And it's definitely worth mentioning, last week we talked about Nintendo lawsuits bringing down some ROM and emulator sites. This week, a victim, not from a direct lawsuit from Nintendo, but it's them just preemptively shutting down to avoid any legal action, is Emu Paradise. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is a pretty prominent ROM depository site. Many people have been using it for many years, and the site's creator has decided it's best to finally avoid any confrontations because they've faced some in the past, and now that things are really ramping up, they're going to shut their doors. As for now, all we can really do is pour one out for Emu Paradise and all the other sites that have went the way of the dodo. Whether you're for it all or against it all, it's changing times, and it is what it is. Also, We Happy Few is out as of now, today, Friday. We've been playing it early. It's okay. Check out my before you buy. I got some weird conflicting thoughts on it. But we are accepting glitches. If you are playing the game and you've come across some wild and crazy glitches, which I have seen some, there's a link below to submit your glitches. And possibly, if we get enough, the best ones will be featured in a reaction video that we'll put up in the coming weeks. But besides that, now we got to do the console giveaway we do every single week. You know how it goes down? There's a link below in the description. You click it to sign up. You enter once, and then you're entered for good. And then every single week, we go in to randomly choose one person to win a free console of their choice. And this week's winner is going to be this person right here. Congratulations. Be sure to keep an eye on your inbox, your spam box, stuff like that, because Tom's going to get in touch with you to figure out how we can send it to you. But now we got to talk about all the stuff this week. It's a wild week. How do you guys feel about the Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay trailer? What else do you want to see? I want to see if there's any more progression and customization, stuff like that. I want to see more in-depth stuff with the world and how you can exactly interact. Also, would you buy that crazy, awesome new limited edition PS4 Pro? And of course, what do you think about Doom Eternal? Let's talk about all this stuff down in the comments. I'll be down there talking to you guys. But of course, you can always find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino as well. Feel free to come yell at me. But as always, thank you for coming around every Friday and watching. We're going to go back to making all the regular videos, but this is here every Friday if you want to come around. If you are new, you should consider subscribing because we put out stuff every single day. Clicking that notification bell does help. Also, quick shout out to 2 viewers out there, AJ and Katie. You guys are awesome. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Pizza's on me.